Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me at True Vine Connection. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming in and checking out my content. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscription button and the notification bell. And I thank you in advance. It's not going to hurt you. Just go ahead and click both of them. Alrighty, thank you. Now that we've cleared all that up, let's get into what our video today is going to be about. We are going to talk about, as you already seen in the description, how I DIY these shoes so that the strap would fit around my ankle. So these are some satin shoes. They're brand new. I haven't got a chance to actually wear them out, but I've had these shoes for a while. I got these shoes I've been having them almost a year now, and I hadn't been able to wear them because, first of all, they're a little bit long. I needed the width. So these are a 10 wide. So I needed the width, but the length I could have went to a 9.5 or a 9, but I'm not worried about that. I can put a little half insole in here and it'll keep the shoe from sliding around. That's not my issue. The issue was that they had this type of buckle strap on it, and strap came out from the end. Well, it's a lady's shoe, so let me put it over here. Came out from the end, and it came around the ankle, and then there's the buckle, and it was not quite long enough to go around, and you can see the holes. There's a little space to put some extra holes in there, but I didn't really want to do that. So the ideal came to me to change this out altogether and to put a ribbon instead of using the buckle, and then I could wrap the ribbon around my ankle and then tie it up. And then here is the other reason why I did it. Now on our channel, we talk about the True Vine Connection, and this is very motivational, inspirational. We deal with things that we just deal with all sorts of things that have to deal with life types of issues and concerns. We're just trying to help everyone stay connected. So sometimes we're going to have some good ideals and some different things that you can do to help improve your life. So one of the issues that I have had, and I've always had big legs. Okay, some people say they were pretty or whatever the case might be. But here's the issue. If you got big legs, as you get older sometimes, and I'm well into my 50s, you start developing certain types of issues. So my ankles have never been able, most shoes have not really been able to accommodate my ankles. Even sometimes when I get a wider width shoe, usually it might work out for me. These are from Ashley Stewart. So, Ashley Stewart is known to be a plus size store, but they also have clothes for women that start I think around a size 10 or 12. So, and even though they have shoes that have a wider width, doesn't always mean that the people who make the shoes always accommodate a wider ankle. And if it's a boot, sometimes not necessarily a wider calf. But anyway, so for me, I just needed a little bit more space, and I wanted to feel comfortable in the shoe. Also, I recently, a couple of months ago, back in March, I twisted my ankle. So I got that little bit of an issue, and just a little bit of arthritis. Well, it's fibromyalgia, whatever it is going on. So, if your ankle swell any, if you already got a big ankle and then it swell any, then you got all of that in there. So anyway, long story to get around to, I needed to do something to help accommodate my ankle and to make the shoe as comfortable as possible. And with it being just a little bit loose, which hardly ever happens, that I get a shoe that might have, that is a wide, that might have a little extra space in it. So I just wanted the shoe to be able to stay on. So I went to Joann's and I went through and I looked for, I wanted a satin ribbon, but I wanted it to have a good thickness to it. And I don't know if you can see how thick that is. And I didn't want one that would fray. I wanted to have a good weight to it. I also wanted a ribbon that if you tied it, and this one has some flexibility in it, but if you tied it, that it wouldn't slide back or loose. And this one ties in it a hole, but it doesn't crush down to nothing. So, and it's just a little wider than the original strap. So what I did was I cut the strap off and the buckle off of the shoe, and then I needed to use some glue. So I had a few glues around here, a whole lot of glues. The Elmer's glue wall, not so much. But then I went to my other types of glue that I had around, and I have some different types of the Aleene's. So I had this Jewel-It. This holds jewels and things to other fabrics. It works excellent. I got to get me some more. I've used this to bedazzle, or whatever you want to call it, jewel up some gym shoes. So I need to use that and a hat, and it worked perfect. It dried clear. I had no problems with it. Then I had this tacky glue, which it works good, but it depends on the project that you want to use it on. And then Fabric Fusion, which is by Aleene's as well. It probably would have worked well, but I've used it on certain projects, and then it got a little bit stiff. And I didn't want this to be stiff. I still wanted to have its flexibility. So then you have to think about things like humidity and things like that, so that you don't want it to still be tacky and it'll peel away and all of that kind of stuff. So I ended up using, this is also by Aleene's. It's Super Fabric Adhesive. It's a permanent fabric adhesive, and it tells you on the tube it's ultra flexible. Already had it. The only thing, I'm the kind of person, I want to squeeze the tube from the bottom, roll it up. This tube is metal, and it just kind of does what it wants to do. So anyway, this is what I ended up using. So what I did was, my right ankle is, my whole right side of my body is a little larger than my left side. So what I did was, I took the spool of ribbon, and then I wrapped it around my ankle in a way that it would be comfortable. And I wanted to do at least 2 wraps and then be able to tie a cute bow in the front. So I took the ribbon, wrapped it around my ankle twice, and then left enough that I could tie a nice bow, and that I know I would feel comfortable having it around my ankle, so I would still have flexibility. So when I got that length, I rolled off that length double. So I knew that it would be enough for both. Now initially I said, well, I'll measure it for my left ankle and then just add an inch or so to accommodate my right ankle, but I said if I do it for the right ankle, it'll be great for the left as well. So one of the things that you need to do once you cut off this, and this is some really good ribbon. I think I paid like $6 at Joann's for this. It's 7/8 of an inch, and it's 21 feet on this spool, which is not bad. And like I say, it's a good weight. It's got a little, I'm gonna say like a, what they call that, it's a little ribbing on there, so it has a little texture to help it to grab. Use a good sharp scissor to cut with. These are some little small Fiskars, but anyway, I cut it at an angle. I could have cut it like with a little V-notch, but I didn't. After you have cut off your ribbon, and I did cut it off on an angle, so let me show you this. I'm just going to trim off a little bit. And you want to do a good sharp edge, and to make sure that it doesn't fray, just heat it a little bit, and then take your finger and rub the edge, and that will keep it from fraying. So that little edge will be hardened, but it won't be hard where it will scratch you or pick. I wear pantyhose, so I didn't have to worry. I won't have to worry about it snagging my pantyhose. Then I folded that length of ribbon in half, and I took the center part, and I placed, once I found the center of the ribbon, I placed it inside the shoe, and I wanted to place it exactly where the original strap was. Then I took my glue, and I just folded the ribbon down just a little bit, and I applied glue to the inside of the shoe, placed my ribbon there, held it with my fingers for a while, and then I put a clothespin, and I made sure that all of the ribbon was holding to the shoe. And you can use something wider if you want. This did not, because this has rubber inside, it's not going to leave any indentations on the back of the shoe or anything like that. I wanted to make sure that I had enough glue there to cover the whole part of the ribbon that's going to be there, but not to be oozing out and creating a mess. I left this, and this glue says that it sets in 2 to 6 hours, and you can launder it or let it get wet within 72 hours. So for me, I did this like around about 10 o'clock at night. So it's well after 10 in the morning, and it has set. Now here's the issue here. Right now it's kind of hot and humid. I wished I had kept putting this off, procrastinating. So I can still wear it, and I know, and I feel pretty comfortable. I did get a little glue here, but I can just peel that off. So I'm not really worried about that. And I did try the shoe on. I was able to wrap the wrap the ribbon around twice around my ankle. You can tie it to the side, or you can tie it in the front, and there's enough ribbon there to make a nice little bow. So if you have any shoes that have a ankle strap that is too small and you don't want to spend the money, I got these at the Simply 10 store. I paid $10 for these shoes. So at Simply 10, everything is $10 or less. I paid $10 for these shoes. There's no way I was going somewhere else to let somebody else fix it. So I wanted to do something, and you can't tell that this is not the way this shoe originally came. Tried these shoes on. They're very comfortable, and I will do it again with any shoes that I find, because sometimes I don't buy certain shoes, and having a wider foot and the wider ankle, sometimes it is hard, then you gotta, whatever issues you have with your feet, you're trying to make all the accommodations and then get it within a price range that you're comfortable with spending. There's different ways that you can fix and correct certain issues that you have with your shoes. Okay, I hope that what I have shown you today has been helpful to you. And if you can use this idea, please use it. Feel free. I am going to show you on a different pair of shoes how to do something if you still wanted to keep like a fancy closure on it. We'll do that video at a different time, but that is a very good idea, how to save some money and to find and fix something that has been an issue, and no one will ever know unless you tell them. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Again, hit that subscribe button. If you want more content like this, tell me what you think. And if you have a question or an issue or something that you want me to talk about, or some kind of little helpful hint, let me know down in the description box. And until next time, be blessed, stay safe, but most of all, stay connected to the true vine.